Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I guess many of you are not having much good afternoon. So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Meghananda from Department of Social Work, and I am going to review the book "The Power of the Subconscious Mind," written by Dr. Joseph Murphy in the year 1963. So, how many of you have heard about this book and the author? Okay, great. So, let me introduce Dr. Joseph Murphy to those who don't know. So, Dr. Joseph Murphy is an Irish author and a philosopher who was deeply influenced by the New Thought philosophy, which emphasizes on the power of mind and all that. And he was famous for his book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, written in the year 1963. So, let me tell you why I chose this book first. So, The Power of the Subconscious Mind is a motivational book and a self-help book, and I am a great fan of self-help books, and you'll be wondering why, and I will tell you later. So, as I was why I love self-help book is because I am bit low in motivation sometimes, so it helps me boost my motivation, and also it helps me to help myself to be optimistic about somewhat. In the life I am lost hope in. I will tell you why later. So, and while I was reading the book, when I started reading the book, the first line was, "Miracle will happen to you too when you begin using the magic power of your subconscious mind." Interesting, right? So I was hooked to the book while reading the first line, because everyone is waiting for some miracles to happen into your life. No, because I was desperately waiting for some miracle to happen to my life and to change my life, because I am diagnosed with diabetes and pancreatitis. So I will be very happy if some miracle happened in my life and all my diabetes and all the health issues go all of a sudden. So as I was reading the book, the main concept, the idea revolving around the book is that the power of your subconscious mind and how to influence it and how to influence this to change your mind. So Murphy simplifies mind into two. Anyone of you know the classification of mind, or what mind is divided into? No? Yes, it's technically three: conscious mind, subconscious mind and unconscious mind. But here Murphy only emphasizes conscious mind and subconscious mind. So mind is divided into two: conscious mind and subconscious mind. And he says that both of it have different functions. Like the conscious mind is the one that thinks and decides, and the subconscious mind is the one that absorbs and it executes. So he says that whatever we think and whatever we decide, it will be absorbed by the subconscious mind and it will become the reality of our life. So and he simplifies it, so he simplified mind into two, and that is one thing about the book. That book is very simple to read, and we can read it like the author is directly talking to us like a mentor. So there are some major themes that is discussed in the book. The first one is law of belief. The first concept is law of belief. How many of you think that you can hardly believe something so much that it will happen to your life? Yeah, that is what Joseph Murphy says. He says that through the visualization and affirmations, you can actually make the beliefs into reality. Like we have to visualize, like, okay, I am great, I am a great person, I am a strong person. Like it is actually done. Like I am successful. Like it actually has happened, and then it will become a reality. That is the first theme discussed in the book. And the second one is elimination of negative thoughts. Elimination of negative thoughts, which he says that stress, anxiety and negative thoughts, that is the worst thing we can do to a subconscious mind. Like if you think that, oh, I am a bad person, or I will fail for exam, or my exam is going to be tough, it will come to, he says that it will come to a reality. So we have to eliminate the negative thoughts that comes to our mind. And the third thing is that healing. Third theme discussed in the book is healing. He says that the author Dr. Joseph Murphy says that healing through belief and prayer, we can actually transform, or we can actually heal our physical illnesses, and we can change it into better. That is one thing. Through belief and prayer, we can cure our physical illnesses. And the fourth one is success and wealth. Success and wealth. Same ideology goes here too. Through the art of belief, as he says, we can acquire wealth and we can be successful. And the fifth one is pre-sleep suggestion. Pre-sleep suggestion. He says that the most important part of the day is the right before you sleep, and whatever you tell to your mind, your subconscious mind, whatever you think during the pre-sleep becomes a reality. So we have to influence our subconscious mind during the pre-sleep. So these are the 5 major themes discussed in the book. And now let us think critically about these 5. Law of belief. So by thinking that, okay, I am successful, will I be successful? Do you think that will I be successful? No, right? But because we have to act on it. We simply cannot think that I have written through visualization, I have written my assignments. Will our assignments be ready? No, we have to write it. We have to do action. That is one thing lacking in the book, that the emphasis is on action. There is no emphasis on action. He doesn't even mention about action. So that is one thing. And elimination of negative thoughts. How to what extent can we eliminate our negative thoughts? That is one thing. Stress, anxiety are psychological concepts, right? So we have to, if we can just eliminate our negative thoughts, like switch on and off, there will be no psychologist, right? There will, we cannot just eliminate our negative thoughts like that, but we can control it to some extent. And the third thing is healing. So what do you think about healing physical illness through belief and prayer? So I thought, what I was thinking, that if I go and pray that all my physical illness please go, tomorrow my diabetes go, how easy was it, right? And then success and wealth. Every one of us want to be successful and wealthy. So that is what we are keep telling our mind, right? I have to be successful, I want to be wealthy. Then why are we not successful and wealthy yet? Because we have been thinking about it all our life. We want to be successful and wealthy. And the pre-sleep solution, while reading about the pre-sleep solution, I was thinking that all night I think that I have to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I put 5 alarms, but I turn all the alarms off and I still wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, if that works. So these law of belief, elimination of negative thoughts, healing, this doesn't work just like that. This can be only given in text. We can just believe and be successful. We have to act on it, and we have to constantly work on it. That is one thing, that is the limitation of the book, and the book doesn't have scientific evidence. All of this, he gives some examples. The author gives example to the books, like the people, like examples of people who have successfully done this. But if 10 people are taken to the experiment, guys, and 2 people have successfully did it, maybe because of placebo effect or anything, the only 2 examples were given in the book, and those who didn't work, the people who didn't successfully work out these things were not mentioned. So there is lack of scientific evidence, there is lack of emphasis of action. So these are the things discussed in the book, and to review the book, it is a very simple book. We can read it like easy, and then it is also very motivating. It's motivating and psychologically stimulating as well. But we have to keep in our mind that we cannot just be successful, and we cannot do all of this without any action or not. So obviously, of course, our psychological mind is very powerful, but still it will expect you to do some action, and then you can sure be successful. Like after reading the books, I was like, okay, I am going to think that I will be successful, and I will going to believe in myself. So if I score better marks than Gautam and Nikita next time, then maybe Murphy is right. So just kidding. Overall, this book is great to read. It is very engaging, but it still lacks scientific evidence. It has clear limitations as well. Thank you.